Welcome to episode 10 of Come On Amanda. We are here again at Amanda's little house here in Veronaville, where the three of them are sleeping peacefully through the night. Of course, Tom, as a toddler, doesn't want to sleep for long, as we know. So, he's going to wake up and cause his usual fuss. Yes, he has not been a toddler for very long, and already it's bringing a lot of difference to Amanda's life, at the very least. Well, it's time to get him out of his crib. Amanda's still pretty tired from staying up late last night, and she's certainly going to go to bed. But, of course, she really wants to give Tom the care and attention that he needs. And, of course, the food. Yep. Doesn't matter how young or old you are, everybody likes food. So, I'm going to give Tom his bottle. Then, Amanda's going to go right back off to bed. She's still pretty worn out. So, we'll skip a while here into later on in the morning, where Tom's older brother, George, is just getting up for the day. He really needs to get his fun level up, or else he won't have a good day at school. He has to finish his homework too, but there's not much more to do. It's already something like 90% complete. So, that's not too bad. George was also up pretty late last night. Not quite as late as his mom, but you know, there was a big celebration over Tom's birthday and everything. So, George decides to take a little break from his morning cartoons to play with his younger brother. Yes. A bond between brothers is very special. And they're pretty close in age, too. A lot closer than their cousins, James and Allie, are. But George knows he has to get his homework done, or else he's not going to receive good grades in school. And it's pretty important that he does that. So, by the light of the TV, he does his homework. And that was easy. Now it's all done, he can get back to watching his TV like a good, responsible lad should. Well, Amanda's gotten all the sleep that she's going to get, so it's time for her to get up again. Yeah, there is still some mess left over from the party last night. So, clean that up. And it's time to make breakfast for herself and George. Tom, of course, being too young to eat solid foods. Yeah, Amanda's going back into the swing of things. After her life being messed up for so long, she finally thinks that things are getting on track. You know, she's back to the police station working. Her oldest son is in elementary school. And her younger son is a toddler that shows a lot of promise. Yes, she almost certainly thinks that 2 kids is enough for her, and she doesn't want to go for any more. Of course, you never know, because the 2 that she has were unplanned. Not that she'd ever tell them that, at least not until they're older. But Amanda and her son eat breakfast together. Amanda tells George, "Hey, how about I invite your father over later today?" And George is very excited about that. You know, after not knowing his father for so long, he's pretty excited about any chance he gets to see his father, who he resembles more and more with every passing day. But for now, it's time for work. So, Amanda goes out to the police car that's waiting for her. And I think this time she actually gets into the front seat, not the back seat, which is always good, because usually when you get into the back seat of a police car, it means you're the one being arrested, and no one wants to be in that position. And, of course, George gets on the school bus, off to another day at school. And away they go. So let's fast forward all the way through the day until they come home. Nothing much happens, except, of course, Tom poking around the house, being cared for by the nanny. But they're all back again. George is getting pretty good grades. Amanda, of course, is very pleased. You know, Amanda might not have been the most studious when she was a kid, but, you know, her parents taught her right. But George has decided to invite his new cousin Amaya over. Yes, Amaya is the adopted daughter of Sue and Edith, as you know. And she's coming over to Amanda's house for the first time. Yes, Sue and Edith really want Amaya to get to know the whole family. So she's going to spend some time over here with her aunt and her cousins. And she's a little nervous, of course, because she doesn't know any of these people too well yet. But the more time she spends with them, the more comfortable she finds herself being. And, of course, George was a little smelly from school. He never did have his morning shower, so he had to go get refreshed. But it's all better now. So, he and Amaya are going to chat about things that kids love to chat about. As the two cousins, not by blood, but still cousins, get to know each other a little better. Yes, and little Tom needs to go take a little poop, so Amanda's going to help him with that. Get that skill started young. It's always good to get that skill started young, so by the time that they become children, they got that all in check. Even though they magically learn it anyway, it's still a good idea because it gives them a big boost. A big aspiration boost, that is. And as we know, that will help them later in life. So, as Tom and Amaya continue to talk there and have fun together, Amanda decides now is the time to call over Norm. So, she's going to do that. Call him over. And she needs to get a little refreshed as well, so she's going to hop in the shower and take off her police uniform. As the kids play a game of Mary Mac, or something of the sort, on the floor. Yes, they're definitely hitting it off very well, which is very good, so that Amaya feels at home in her new family. And here is Norm, once again at the house of Amanda, and she greets him quite enthusiastically, as you can see. Yep. Yeah, Norm can't resist the chance to come over to see Amanda. Yes, even though they both live quite swinger lifestyles, they always seem to be coming back to one another. Maybe it's because of their respective outlooks on life that they are, find each other so compatible. But while George and Amaya are playing inside, Amanda and Norm think it's, a good time to get just a little frisky outside. Yes. George, even though he's young, he must have some inkling of his mom's activities. So he just tries to, steer clear of it as much as he can. Well, anyway, after that, Amanda decides to come in and prepare dinner for everyone. Norm coming in too, to say hello to his son. And also, I believe this is the first time that he's met Amaya, even though it's really a stretch to call them relatives of any kind. But I guess in some weird convoluted way they still are. So yes. You saw it right there. Father and son have now become best friends as well as family. And it's a wonderful thing. Yes, they've come a long way from not even knowing the existence of one another. But now it's dinner time. Amanda has made pork chops for everybody. Very tasty indeed. So, we're all gonna sit and chat and eat. Yes, Amanda's studying of cooking as a child and a teenager has really paid off in her adult life. And Norm gets to know Tom a little bit better. Even though he's not related by blood, Norm can't help but feel a sort of kinship for for Amanda's son. But anyway, Sue comes to take Amaya home because it's getting a little late and she has school. But then Norm and Amanda, now they're alone, get into a more serious conversation. And Norm says to Amanda, "You know what, I've been thinking about this for a long time. And why don't you and the boys come live with me in my house?" And Amanda says, "Well, I don't know, there's not that much room. And, well, you know our lifestyles." And Norm's like, "Well, you know, I know that you're not going to be exclusive with me, and you know that I'm not going to be exclusive with you. But, you know, if you sell your house, we'll have plenty of room to expand, or plenty of money to expand." So Amanda says, "Okay, well, I guess I'll sleep on this idea." And Norm says, "Well, here's a little incentive to maybe speed along your thought process, if you know what I mean." So yes, Amanda had been sleeping alone for many nights leading up to this one, but that ends tonight, as she and Norm do what they have done many times before. Yes, once again, having their fun. Yep, what more can you say about that? It's a wonderful way to spend the evening. I think that's one thing everyone can agree on. But yes, being quite late in the evening and both of them having been up a while, they're quite spent. So they're going to sleep on through the night as Amanda sleeps on her decision. Literally sleeps on it. Yes, and everyone's gone to bed now. Of course, being a toddler, Tom won't sleep for long, but he's asleep now. And, of course, George is resting through the night. I'm sure he'd love this idea. But that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later for more.